It's Grace here to tell you all about our new podcast at Which. It's called Get Answers, and you can listen now on whatever platform you like. Me and co-host Harry will be with you every other Monday, with episodes dropping each fortnight as we help you solve life's everyday problems. Whether it's getting the most from your weekly shop, finding travel hacks to save on your family holiday, or simply learning the tricks that make your everyday life easier. And we'll be joined by the very best experts too. Just search Get Answers and subscribe so that you can catch our episodes as soon as they drop.
Hello and welcome to the Which Shorts podcast. I'm Rob Lilly-Jones. This is the podcast that brings you the very best from Which, with a weekly taster of some of the brilliant journalism you can expect from our various magazines. Today, it's our Tech Mag, and with more personal data being collected online, it can be hard to know just how to protect yourself. Since GDPR regulations were introduced in 2018, firms have been fined nearly €4.5 billion for data breaches across the UK and the EU. So what should we do to keep ourselves safe? And what are the trade-offs? In this piece by Nicole Kobe, she explains all the different ways you can look after your personal data online. From basic steps everyone can do to the hardcore approach that some people who are seriously at risk need to take. Her piece is read by Adrian Bradley.
Scam emails that know personal details about your family. Advertisers that stalk you across the web. Social savvy burglars who know when you're away. These threats are real, although the worst are thankfully uncommon. And staying safe in the real world means locking down your privacy online. Online privacy shouldn't be such a burden. It's dull and onerous to delete old, forgotten accounts and methodically work through privacy settings. But it's worth it when data breaches continue to hit organisations ranging from JD Sports to the British Library. And when tech companies misuse data, the EU slapped Facebook with a $1.3 billion fine last year for transferring European data to the US. Owner Meta intends to appeal, arguing it's been unfairly singled out for a practice many companies do. There's more to privacy than ticking a few boxes, although you'll be doing plenty of that. Instead, it's about being mindful. Think before you share. But first, you need to consider what privacy means to you. Security and privacy aren't synonymous, but they are connected. It's worth learning two terms used by the security industry to assess your own needs: attack surface and threat model. The first is your attack surface. This refers to everywhere you could be targeted. The smaller this is, the safer you are. Online, this is essentially all the companies you give data to as you browse the web, shop online, and so on. If you don't need to share data, stop doing it. Haven't logged into LinkedIn for months and you're not in the market for a new job? Deactivate or delete your account. Perhaps your Facebook profile need not be public, or your tweets should auto-delete every 6 months using tools such as Tweet Delete. Recalling every site you've signed up to over the years is nigh on impossible, but there are tools that can help to a degree, including services such as Mine and UnrollMe, although they do require access to your email account. Alternatives include searching for activation emails in your account or working through your password manager if you use one. Be proactive about reducing your attack surface. For example, when shopping online, consider whether setting up an account to save your card details is necessary. If it's a one-off purchase, the risk may not be worth the reward. The second step is to assess your threat model. That simple but rather intimidating industry term just means answering the question, who or what am I scared of? Most people are lucky enough to only worry about vague threats, such as hackers using leaked emails to target mass spam campaigns. Others have specific concerns. A victim of abuse may be wary of their whereabouts being leaked via location tags, or the background of photos giving away their location. And teachers may not want students able to see their weekend activities via a public social media account. But it can swing both ways. After all, a small business needs to build an audience, and that means a public profile. Your threat model can change, so in certain situations, extra care may be required. Most people don't transfer large sums of money every day, but hackers have learnt to target estate agent emails during home purchases with man-in-the-middle attacks, leaping in with dodgy bank account details to nick funds. With data privacy, there's more to consider than financial loss. Shopping for a gift on a shared computer? Use private mode. Press Ctrl-Shift-N or Command-Shift-N on a Mac to avoid your search popping up in personalized ads or autocomplete, ruining the surprise. Leaving a job? Be wary of suddenly adding all your colleagues on LinkedIn, as it's a key indicator of workplace itchy feet. About to post a holiday snap? Think it through, especially if a snapshot includes children or alerts would-be burglars that a home is empty. It's also good etiquette to ask others before sharing a photo featuring them, as their threat model may be different. Merely registering for a website can lead to privacy intrusions. For example, in 2015, hackers leaked emails of those using extramarital dating site Ashley Madison. To avoid putting yourself at risk of email leaks, register with a disposable email account, such as TempMail, Gorilla Mail, or if you have an iCloud subscription, Apple's Hide My Email tool. Working through your privacy settings may feel like shutting the door years after the horse has bolted, but you can stop companies from collecting data on you going forward. Choose the most secure options by default. You can always loosen controls later. Next, consider opting for a privacy-focused browser, such as Brave, Firefox, or DuckDuckGo on mobile. They aren't in the ad business, so have no need to collect and sell your browsing behavior, and also have built-in third-party tracking and cookie blockers. Sticking with a mainstream browser? Boost privacy with extensions such as the DuckDuckGo Privacy Essentials search engine, AdBlock Plus, Privacy Badger, or Ghostery tracking blockers, or free tools from security companies that can scan websites before you arrive for trackers, malware, and scams. Forget browser loyalty. Require Chrome or Edge for work? Install Brave or Firefox to do your personal browsing. Don't trust Facebook but want to keep using it? Contain its tracking cookies by only using it on a separate browser that you don't use for any other tasks. Remember your mobile phone. Pay close attention to settings like advertising, location and app permissions. Prevent advertising trackers on Android by heading to Settings, Privacy, and then Ads, and select Delete Advertising ID. On an iPhone, head to Settings and Privacy and Security. Under Tracking, toggle off the option to allow apps to request to track to prevent apps from using the unique identifiers of your phone to follow you around the web. Head to Safety Check to see which people and apps have access to information about you, and under Apple Advertising, disable personalized ads. Lastly, enable App Privacy Report to watch how apps access your data, although the high level of detail can be bewildering. Privacy isn't a zero-sum game. Any of these practical steps, paired with being more mindful when sharing your personal data, will enhance your privacy. Do what you can when you have the time. Perhaps start by switching browsers. Check privacy settings while waiting for the bus. Delete accounts when you remember them. Know the limitations of privacy tools too. Private modes keep searches out of your history, but your internet service provider and the website owner still see your IP address, a unique number that identifies your device. If you really want to avoid that, you'll need a virtual private network, VPN, but then your VPN provider can see where you visit. For those requiring more extreme privacy, or who enjoy thwarting the surveillance efforts of big tech, it's possible to layer on more protection, although there are trade-offs in convenience, effort, and even cost. To access the web, that could involve using advanced tools such as the Onion Router, which bounces your traffic across multiple random locations, or a privacy-focused browser paired with a VPN. Most people don't need a VPN, but if you're keen, then our top-scoring best buy is private internet access. Delete all social media and unused accounts. Use a temporary email account to sign up for necessary retail or service websites, and turn off all location tracking on your mobile device. And change your phone number regularly so it can't be used to identify you. It sounds like a lot of hard work, doesn't it? For most of us, it makes sense to balance privacy and convenience. But there are tools available to those who need or want more privacy, and they aren't being paranoid. After all, many companies have shown themselves incapable of keeping our personal information safe, be it from hackers, accidental leaks, or intentional misuse. Indeed, your personal information may have already been leaked. Under UK law, companies are required to notify those affected by a breach, so keep an eye on your email. To see if you've missed any, register at haveibeenpawned.com, which looks for emails in leaked data. If your email was in a breach, watch for phishing emails. If your credit card details were leaked, contact your provider for a new one, and change any associated passwords, including on other websites where you were using the same or a similar one. A password manager can help. We recommend bitwarden.com. If you use a Google account to save your passwords, Google's free password checkup can warn you of username and password combinations spotted in breaches. Privacy shouldn't be a battle, but that's the reality of life online. You can fight back by paying attention and taking the time to sift through settings, but the onus shouldn't fall entirely on individuals. We could also demand better from the technology companies that rule the web, and that requires our regulators and representatives to push back against privacy infringement. Progress has been made recently, with Google set to ban third-party cookies in Chrome, and the EU's crackdown on data protection, but it's still too much effort to stay private online.
Adrian Bradley was reading that piece by Nicole Kobe, originally published in the April edition of our Tech Mag. If you want to subscribe and get our tech magazine delivered direct to your door, well, I'll pop a link in the description for today's show. Remember, you can find more articles you'll find useful every day on everything from money and technology to home and garden advice by signing up to one of our many free email newsletters. And you can do that at which.co.uk/newsletters. We'll be back next week for another episode of Which Shorts, and thanks for listening. Which Shorts was produced by me, Rob Lilly-Jones, edited by Adrian Bradley, while the exec producer was Grace Farrell.
Moving house. With kids. Mom! Moving house checklist. Top packing tips. Do it ourselves or hire movers? Hire! Things to do in the school holidays. Best solo holidays.
When life gives you questions, get answers at which.co.uk.